As if South Korea wasn't bad enough for being caught using mentally disabled individuals as literal slaves in salt mines, the U.S. ally seems to have found a way to make themselves even worse. A recent police raid has revealed that some sex traffickers were using promises of becoming K-pop stars to women in Brazil, but then trafficking them to South Korea to use in brothels as also literal slaves. 7 Brazilian women in their 20s and 30s were rescued from brothels after police raids last month, and 5 people were arrested on suspicion of arranging prostitution and trafficking women. The women were lured to South Korea in early July after connecting with a man on social media who offered them a free round-trip flight ticket, a police spokesman said. Now, once the women did arrive in South Korea, they found out that they were not going to become the K-pop stars as they were promised. What they got was a very different story. The women's passports were allegedly taken from them, and they were locked into 2 houses in Ilsan and Panju, 2 cities in north of Seoul. They were also allegedly sold to a massage parlor for 2 million won, or about $1,600 US each, the police said. Police were tipped off to their situation last month after a Brazilian woman called her embassy in South Korea asking to be rescued. Officers then raided the massage parlor in Ilsan, where they rescued the 3 Brazilian women. Now, as a result of that incident, a few days later, police rescued 4 more women from a house in Paju. The women were moved to a shelter and deemed traumatized, according to the police. Well, prostitution does have that effect on people. Now, South Korean police officials, they say that we think there could be more people involved in the operation and probably someone above who is organizing. In other words, this probably goes up much higher and was probably part of a larger organized crime organization. This was not something small. They've only managed to catch the ground level people on something that they believe to be much bigger. Now, the promise of success in the expanding and frankly cancerous K-pop industry has attracted a lot of talent from other countries, and many of these young women are offered packages to train to become K-pop stars, or outright promise to be K-pop stars, and then when they actually get to the country they find out that it's very different. This is becoming increasingly a greater scam used against women in poor countries who are then trafficked to South Korea for the enjoyment of South Korean men. Now, of course, all of this extends into much larger issues such as global poverty, prostitution being one of the most horrible possible industries that can exist, and the fact that it's not empowering because, well, ask these women, I don't think they feel very empowered by it, despite what Tragedy International might have to say about it. Again, this kind of nonsense would not be tolerated in the North. If you participate in the trafficking of people in the North, well, you're a dead man. You get executed for doing that. If you try to sex traffic women, you are going to die, and that's basically how I feel that should be treated. I think that should be a crime that is punishable by death. Of course, through a legal process, through convictions, courts, etc., all of it above board and completely made available to the public so that no shady dealings are going on. But I certainly do feel that sex trafficking is one of those crimes that should be met with very severe punishments, and this is becoming an increasing problem in South Korea as they are now turning to many of the impoverished women of the world in order to satisfy their declining birth rates and morphing forms of social sexuality.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.